Hello guys, I hope you all are doing good. Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks. And I want to inform you that I changed the name of my channel today. It used to be English Academy, but now it is Speak English with Sonu. So welcome back to my channel Speak English with Sonu, and today I'm now going to talk about some amazing tips to reduce factors which are causing problems in speaking English. So it is very important to understand. So don't skip this video and stay with me till the end of the video, all right? And please don't forget to subscribe. Okay? So let's get started. Yes. So do you know what are those factors which cause problems in speaking English? Do you know that? What are they? I will help you understand. So number one, the lack of general knowledge. Lack of general knowledge. Yeah. And the next, lack of grammar practice. Yeah. Grammar exercises. And the lack of reading practice. Yeah. It could be shyness. It could be lack of motivation. Yeah. And it could be listening practice. Yes. Yeah. It could be listening practice. And it could be the lack of participation, like you don't participate in speaking. So lack of participation, it could be that also. Yes. So this is low in participation. So you don't participate in speaking, right? So that's lack of participation. And fear of criticism. This is again one factor. And unfamiliar words pronunciation. Okay. And fear of making mistakes, grammatical mistakes. So these all are factors which cause problems in speaking English. And there are multiple factors apart from these, right? And you need to understand these all factors to reduce. And out of these all factors, there is one big challenge which everyone has when it comes to speak English. And that is grammar. Yeah. So grammar practice. And that is what now I'm going to talk about. So I will help you understand some amazing tips which will help you reduce some grammatical errors when you make sentences. Okay? And there are some important points which you need to understand to reduce errors, grammatical errors. Alright? Okay. And what are they? Number one. Well, when you speak or write, you just keep it simple. Okay? Do not make complex sentences. Do not use difficult dictionary words which may sound unfamiliar to others, right? So don't use those difficult dictionary words and do not try to make complex sentences. Try to keep it simple, short and crisp. That's it. Okay? And the second point, do not read grammar too much. Now, the question is, how much? How much should you read that? Yeah. So, what I'm now trying to say, that don't try to read grammar too deeply, right? Unless you have to become a grammarian, then that's okay. Go ahead and do that. If you are a teacher, if you have to teach your students, right, then go ahead, read grammar, go through, understand the concept, right? So it's absolutely fine. But you just have to speak English, spoken English, right? You have to improve your communication skills. Then in that sense, you don't require to understand grammar too deeply, no. Yes, but I don't deny that you have some basic functional grammar rules. You have some basic chapters which are essential to understand, right? And I will name those chapters. One of them is verb forms. You know verb forms? Yes. You know what the verb is, right? Verb, which is an action word. For example, read, write, go, come. So these are verbs, right? So there are 5 forms of a verb. The first form is the base form. So go is the first form. And after that, the simple past form, the past tense. So the second form is the past tense. So what is the second form of go? Went. Okay. And then the third form is the past participle. So what is the past participle of the verb go? Go, went, and gone. So gone is the past participle, third form. Okay. So you need to remember these 3 forms of a verb. So there are 5 forms of any verb, but at least you need to remember 3 forms of any verb. Okay. This will help you reduce grammatical errors. Because I have heard people using a verb incorrectly. For example, I'll tell you. Send, S-E-N-D, send. Okay, send, bhejna. So I've seen people writing, and they are writing, in fact they are speaking also. They say that I have sent an email to that person. I have sent. In fact, send is the base form. It's the root form of the verb, right? And I have sent. So here I have, according to the sentence structure, after have, the third form of the verb should be here, right? So sent. So what is the third form of the verb? Sent. So what is the correct sentence? I have sent an email to the person. You're getting my point? Yes. So you need to understand, you need to remember the correct verb forms, right? So that according to the time of the tense, you will not make a mistake, right? Yes. And the next thing I have for you is the uses of helping verbs, right? So you need to understand the correct uses of helping verbs. What are helping verbs? Is, are, am, was, were, shall, should, can, could. So now you will think that don't you know the use of shall, should, can, could, is, are, am, was, were, right? No, you know those things, but you need to understand the correct uses. Okay. Okay, when I will make one more video for that, you will realize, you will notice that you know all these things, but still you will make a mistake. So I'll make a separate video for that. Okay, I'll make a video for that, so don't worry. And the third thing I have for you to discuss is uses of a, an, and the. So article, correct use of article, very important. Especially the use of the and an is very tricky, right? So I'll just make a video for correct use of article, right? So don't worry. I'll keep on making videos just to keep on watching my videos. All right? Fine. And use of some common prepositions. Use the correct use of some common preposition. You don't have to understand preposition in depth, but of course there are some common prepositions that you need to understand. Okay, fine. And subject verb agreement, that's also important. Subject verb agreement, you know what this is? What is this chapter? Subject verb agreement. So according to the subject, what is the appropriate verb, right? That is something you will understand in this chapter. For an example, I'll tell you, he doesn't go to his school. He doesn't go to his school. That's the correct sentence. But you will find people using he don't go. He don't go, she don't go, like this. She don't go, he don't go. So that's the incorrect sentence. But the reason why these sentences are incorrect, there should be a logic, yes. And that logic is something which you will understand in this chapter. Subject verb agreement. So that's important. Yeah. And some common idioms and proverbs that will beautify your language. Yeah. Idioms and proverbs. Do you know idioms? Yeah. I'll make a separate video for that. Okay. I have made some points here. Yeah, because I might forget. So, yeah, and word stock. Very, very important. Word stock. So, is there any stock that you can buy from the market? No. There is, you have to develop. So, gradually, you will improve, right? So it will improve gradually when you develop the habit of reading, right? So when you read storybooks, when you read newspapers, when you listen to news, right? When you read many stuff, many books, when you read, keep on reading, then you will have a good word stock, right? Yes. And one more, active and passive. Though it's not that important, but yes, if you know active and passive, because there are two ways of saying some transitive verbs, right? You know transitive verbs? Okay, so I'll just tell you in that, when I will teach you that chapter, I'll explain it, right? So I'll make a separate video for that also. So don't worry. And there are some sentence structures. So you have to maximize the number of sentence structures. So you should have the good amount of sentence structures, the stock of sentence structures, I mean to say. Yeah. Though you will read basic grammar rules, but apart from those basic grammar rules, you will have some sort of structures, right, on which you will create sentences. So I will help you with that. Don't worry. Okay. And the third point which I was talking about, that is use a simple word. When you speak English, use a simple word, right? And simple word order, I mean to say, word order. Do you know what word order is? The sequence of the subject, verb, object. So you have to use the correct word order, simple word order. So first you should have subject at the first place, then verb, then object, and then after that any place of adverb or any sort of things, then you should follow that. But subject, verb and object, you should have a sentence structured on that basis. Okay. Yeah. And use linking words like because, and, or, in addition to. So these words are very important when you try to link your sentences, right? So you have, let's say you have 5 sentences and you have to link all those 5 sentences, then only those 5 sentences will make complete sense. So you should have linking words. So you should have a stock of linking words and you should understand, right? Yeah. And keep an eye on singular and plural. Okay, people make mistakes while the subject is singular and they put the verb just opposite that, right? So make sure that you know and you understand this. So keep an eye on singular and plural. Okay, and last point that I have for you is speak slow. That's my basic advice, that speak slow. Don't speak fast, right? Your rate of speech should be standard. I'm not saying that you start fumbling. Yes, in beginning you may start fumbling, right? You may start thinking. So think. There is no problem. You think and then you speak, right? Think and then you speak. That's a good way of speaking. But try making less mistakes, right? So when you think, then you will make correct sentences, right? Because there are a lot of things which happen all together when you speak. Thought process is one thing, and you have to take care of your pronunciation. You have to take care of your correct way of framing sentences, right? And then you have to take care of your general knowledge, right? And at the same time, you might be afraid of getting criticism, right? So that's what it is. Yeah. So that's how you take care of these all points, and this is my advice for you, right? So that's all for today, and I will make separate videos for each and every points that I discussed, right? So don't worry. And thanks for watching my video. Thanks. All the best. Thank you very much.